What the bloody hell is going on here? Insta-snap, good morning, what's going on? We're doing a little lesson today. We're going a little deeper over on Snapchat historically. I've done some lessons that we went reasonably deep, but on here, not yet. So while Robin and I were over in America, the Lincoln Park guy did a suicide, and so I got a lot of messages here about it saying, can I say something about suicide? Can I speak on it on the matter? Yes. Here we go. This is your soul. This is your senses. Down here in the physical plane, we have senses. We have 5 primary senses that we use to navigate around, and our senses work via contrast. We have hot, cold, good, bad, happy, sad. We have positive and negative. If you've ever done a sensory deprivation chamber, if you've got into one of the float tanks, you go into the dark room, they heat the water up to body temperature, they heat the air up to body temperature, the lights are down, you put the earplugs in, you don't feel or see or hear anything. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, your senses dissolve. There's no reference point between where your feet end and where the water begins. You can transcend the senses in your body. That just goes to prove that senses work based on contrast alone. Your senses only measure contrast. So, what happens if you get stuck in a trap where you're chasing a good feeling, where you're chasing happiness, where you're chasing peace, where you're chasing positivity? What happens is you get it and then you acclimatize to it, and then it's not good enough. So you have to have a new goal. So you chase after the next thing, and you get it and you acclimatize to it, and it's not good enough. And if you're aware of that process, you can have a bloody good time and create a beautiful life. You go after the goal, you get it, and you move to the next goal, and you keep moving on. And if that's built into your expectations, you can create a beautiful life that way. However, if you become addicted to one side of life, if you become addicted to chasing happiness and peace and support and praise, and you think that you're actually going to get it and it's going to stick and it's going to last and you're going to have a peaceful, happy, calm life, well then, when reality comes knocking, it's going to beat you all up and down this motherfucker. Because the truth of life is that it comes in pairs. We have supports and challenges, peace and war. We have happy and sad. We have both. Real life is both. And the people who dedicate their life to chasing happiness are the ones that are denying happiness in their life. The people who chase happiness are the saddest motherfuckers because they think that they're going to get it. They think that they're going to have a happy, calm, peaceful, gentle life. Life has both. You need both. And the soul, which is the true self, which is your state of unconditional love, embraces both. It embraces the good and bad in life. Down here in the animal mind, run by the senses, we're chasing pleasures and avoiding pains. We run like animals and we think we can get the one side. The addiction to the monopole, addiction to one pole creates bipolar. The people who are most infatuated with being happy and peaceful and supported and praised will end up being the most bipolar motherfuckers because they have to repress the other side of themselves. So the individuals who are most polarized, the people who are chasing the happiness and the elation, they have to do a dissociative split in the mind. They have to have conscious-unconscious split in the mind, where half of themselves they're infatuated with and the other half they resent. They hate half of themselves. And because they haven't acknowledged the truth, which is balance, which is having both sides, they will judge the fact that they have a negative side and compare themselves to a fantasy that they should be all one-sided, all happy, all kind, all peaceful. It's not true. And because they think something is wrong with them or they think that they need to be fixed, they will often go and chase success, happiness, peace in the real world. They'll think that once I get successful, then things will change. Once I get the wife, then things will change. Once I get that promotion or win the lottery, then I'll be happy. Then I'll have a calm, happy life. By definition, they'll never get it. They're on a wild goose chase, trying to catch a goose that can never be caught. They'll never get it. By definition, they can never get it, because as soon as they do, the senses acclimatize, and you don't feel good about it anymore. You're on to the next goal. And if your expectations are crushed month after month, year after year, and you've dedicated your life to chasing that which is unattainable and trying to avoid that which is unavoidable, you will have a suffering fuckery of a life, and your will to live can drop below equilibrium, and you'll do a suicide. So, if you're doing a depression, the first thing I ask people is, what are you comparing yourself to? Who are you comparing yourself to? Because every time I've seen someone with a depression, they are comparing their life to a fantasy that they're addicted to. And then whenever I say that, half the people want to attach and protect the depression. And they identify with the depression, say, no, don't attack my depression, I need it, it serves me. And they try to defend it and say, that's not the reason, it's another reason, and some external enemy, this depression. And we all need to band together and rally and donate, and we need to find a drug to fight off this depression disease. That's one way of looking at it. If you don't want to be a victim and you want to dissolve depression methodically, well, there are strategies that exist that get results. So if you're open to exploring that, I highly recommend grabbing a book called The Breakthrough Experience by my mentor, Dr. John DiMartini. If you do the work, you'll get a result. And if you have any questions, follow-up questions, shoot them through. I'm sure there are 1 or 2 questions. Let me know Instagram. Is this too deep for Instagram? I think you guys are ready for it. I think we can talk about this stuff here.